We're live. We're live. We are live. We got 7 people watching already. It amazes me how many people jump on these live videos like that. That's my. If you can, comment over there. Let me know how the audio is. I've got my microphone over here hooked up. Says it's working. Just want to get you guys input on that. Make sure everything sounds pretty good. I haven't done one of these live videos in quite a while. I appreciate everybody coming in on here and jumping in and having a Q&A session with us. We used to do these a whole bunch and really enjoyed these, but haven't done them in a while. Woodrow Smith says, sounding great. Appreciate it, buddy. Good to see you, Woodrow. Good to see everybody on here. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you guys now, we got some weather moving in. If they're so. And good to see you. What's going on, buddy? Isaac Smith. Kyler, you're a new subscriber, or at least I haven't seen you on here before. Good to see you. Bunch, how's it going? New Jersey Homestead. I like that name. That's pretty cool. Channel. Isaac says it sounds good. Woodrow said the internet is getting spotty. All right. Yeah. I lost you guys there for a minute, but I think it come back. So Jacob Dill, what's going on? Crystal Smith, good evening. Good to see everybody on here. On here. Hope we're back. Keeps telling me that we're losing you guys and reconnect. Cody Leopard, what's going on? Woody's Hangout, how you doing? I was saying normally on Mondays, I'm my partner using and recording our podcast episode for the following week, but Brent Brent's spend time with his family, friends, so we wanted to jump on here, and I'm used to being in front of the mic on Monday nights anyway, so I'm you guys. Cane Creek says, yep, it's in and out. Man, I wish our internet would do better than this. Can't control the weather. Caleb Webb, what's going on, man? Cameron Ray, sorry, how you doing, man? Stevie May, what's up, man? I was thinking about you today. I was like, man, I ain't heard from Stevie in a while. Hadn't seen comments. I was actually going to message you and see how you been. Jacob West, there he is. How you doing, man? Kyler says, how many dogs do you have? I have 2. I got Nix and Hyde right now. Now my wife, Kate, she's got 2 walkers. They're rescue type dogs. They're actually down at her parents' house. We're going to be doing some of them pretty soon here. Candy, Doug Griffin, Jason Moretz, the legend. Jason, you're the legend, man. Should have got up with you and went Friday night. I heard you had a good hunt, man. I'm doing pretty good. We got 27 people watching right now. I've only got 1 thumbs up. If you get a chance. I also want to ask, of the 26 people watching this, there's got to be somebody who's not subscribed. If you can, hit that subscription button down there. It's free to subscribe to YouTube channels, as you probably already know. Jump on there and help us out. Subscribe to our channel, man. Ohio's Hard Knock Kennel. Hey there. What's going on, bud? David Potter, what's up? Wyatt Gilbert, I'm his favorite subscriber. You're my favorite cousin anyway. Oh, me and Wyatt's got a running joke. He is my cousin. You guys may remember, it's been a couple years ago, I guess now. We actually did a video with Wyatt. I went hunting with him and his little plot dog. So Steve says, making it, buddy. Been hunting. We went and treated one last night. Cool. I know you had a dog, and then I think you got burned on or something. You're going to get you another one. So how'd that turn out? See, says, we got our first hound about a month ago. Love your channel, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Paint Leg, what's up, man? I'm doing good. Hope you are too. Benjamin, I got a very shy leopard hound. She is fun, shy, and what do I do to make her a coon dog? Best thing you do is put a lot of time in the woods. The shy part, you need to spend a lot of time with her, bonding with her, create a bond between you and her to where she'll handle and come when called, and then take her out in the woods and just hunt the fire out of her. Take her, I mean, even if she don't know what she's doing, just take her out in the woods. Eventually, she's going to get after something, and then you can kind of gauge and figure out what she's doing and go from there on correcting anything. If you have a chance to get up with anybody who might have a coon dog, a good coon dog, and let them go take your dog with their dog and kind of mentor you a little bit, that's the best thing you can do. I know that's not always an option for a lot of people, though. Kilo says, do you think you see more dens with a colder nosed dog? What do you prefer, hot or cold nose? Um, you probably do see more dens with a cold nosed dog. I personally I prefer, excuse me, tongue tied. I prefer a colder nosed dog because that opens up the opportunity for more tracks. Generally, a lot of times in the land where I'm hunting at, you got to go kind of hard and deep in there to get on a coon track. So if you got a dog that can pick up a colder track, it's better for me where I live. Some places don't need that. So, uh, places that got a lot of coon, I definitely understand them not wanting a cold nosed dog. Thank you, Woodrow. Jason says, hey, Jacob. Jonathan Gillespie, what's up, man? Kyler said he got his first hound yesterday. Well, congratulations to the club, man. Would he hang out? Plot man Gilbert, can't forget him. Rex, what's going on, man? Benjamin Struthers, oh, he's gun shy. Okay, I got you. Jacob Deal, let's go, Benjamin. Let's talk about your gun shy. I'm sorry. One thing my grandfather always said, and I haven't had to get this far into it. Nix was a little gun shy, and she was gun shy with my pistol. So what I did is I had a pellet gun, and I would take her out in the field down here, and I would have my buddy Matt or somebody else help me. And basically, I'd have them get like 50, 60 yards, 100 yards away with a pellet rifle, and I would hold Nix, and I'd squat down, I'd just pet on her, and they'd shoot the pellet rifle. And every time they shoot, I pet her up real big. And they do it several times, and then we may just do it for like 4 or 5 minutes. And then we'll come back next day and do some more. And each time just kind of get progressively closer and closer. And once you get to where you can kind of stay on top of the dog and shoot the gun, or me personally shoot her and pet her and she's fine, then we went to like a 22 rifle from a distance and got closer again. But eventually, whenever she just kind of got over it when she started training coons. When she learned that the coon knocked out, or when the gun knocked out a coon to her, she was more excited about getting the coon than she was worried about the gun. So a lot of times getting your dog actually running treeing coons and knock them out to them will get them over gun shy. I have been told, never tried this, that if you have a dog that's extremely gun shy, take this for what you want. It may be a little too far for some people to do. Like you go down there with a pellet rifle, feeding time, you ready to feed your dog, put the food in the pan, they go to eat, shoot the pellet gun in the air. If they jump and flinch and jump back, you take up the dog food bowl and you put it away. Come back a few hours later, the dog's hungry, put the bowl down, shoot. If they jump, same thing, take it away. Generally, within a few tries of that, they might get to where they just flinch, but they'll go ahead and start eating. They don't jump away. And you kind of use that every day at feeding time to get your dog over it. I haven't had to do that. Some people may say that's abusive or something. I don't know. Hadn't had to do it, but that's an option for you. Candy Crew, hey, Ohio. Doug Griffin, I've been out 3 times, and now we got snow and ice today. Supposed to be back in the 60s this weekend. That's crazy. Let's see here. I've lost my comments here. Okay, yeah. Gun shy. She got a coon and she fought it when we have a good dog, but we have not been out. Gotcha. Marvin, what's going on? Hey there, Darren just got ordered us a Dogster Pathfinder. Ohio's cool. Stevie May, how do you feel about silent mouth dogs on track? Well, actually, Hyde is probably 80% silent on track. I don't prefer it. I like to hear a good mouth dog, but when it comes down to it, I want an accurate dog more than anything. So if a dog will put them up and tree them, that's what means the most to me. I got Nix right now. She gives a ton of mouth on the track, and she just won't tree sometimes. So I'd rather have a dog that's a little silent and trees with the meat than one that gives a lot of mouth and has other issues. So let's see. Ohio, you will love Dogtra. Jersey Homestead, we got our first cast win Friday. Thanks for all the advice. Yeah, man. Cool. Marvin, what's the biggest coon you've gotten? Here, a 20-pound coon is a monster here. I've seen a couple guys that have killed 22-pound coons. Closest I've ever come to that was 19 point something. I mean, I was just shy of 20 pounds by a few ounces. So, but I'd say the coon, I didn't measure it. I should have, but I laid it on top of a small dog box. I had a small dog box because it was on a trailer behind the 4-wheeler, and the nose of the coon was on one edge of the dog box, and its back feet stretched out were touching the other edge, and of course its tail kind of hung over a little bit. So it was a really long coon, didn't have a lot of fat on it, and it was late season. If I'd have caught that coon probably in early season, like in October or November, before it had been run and in the ruts, it was a boar. It hadn't been in the rut and worked all that fat off, it probably would have been over 20 pounds. I about guarantee it would have. But caught it late season. It was thinned down and not a lot of food. It had been rutting and running. So, but yeah, that's the biggest I've got. And that's a good coon here. Oh, yeah. Diane, my mom's on here, tells what made her gun shy. The reason Nick's got gun shy was we got a neighbor. Well, we actually got two neighbors over here. We got one that makes homemade fireworks and shoots them off all the time. That bothers her really bad. And then literally like 200 yards past that, this one neighbor is probably 250 yards away. 200 yards past that, there's another neighbor that's out there shooting automatic assault rifles all the time. He's got the permits and stuff for it, but he's always out there shooting that stuff. He's got homemade explosives that he does or whatever. And between those two guys, constantly the noise. I mean, when they do it, you'll see the pictures in the house rattle. And that's what made her gun shy. And I've, like I said, I had to work hard, but I finally got her. Jonathan says, "Why'd you quit rabbit hunting?" I ain't quit rabbit hunting, buddy. I don't have any rabbit dogs. I don't own any rabbit dogs. So the rabbit dogs are my dad's, and I would hunt with him sometimes. My dad had a double knee replacement this year, and it pretty much knocked him out of all his rabbit hunting. So he didn't even really get to go. And then I didn't have the time to go and take them for him like we did last year. Last year he had hip replacement, I think, around that time. Anyway, he season. I'm talking about the 2019-2020 season. So we would take him, we filmed some of those. Now the 2020 to 2021 season, that's when he had his double knee replacement and he couldn't go. So let's see. We can't wait to get in and be able to see what the dogs are doing. Ohio's talking about the Daltra system. I really like that Daltra system. I've actually got one that I run as a backup with my sport dog system. And it's been pretty nice. I really like that. I've run it for about a year and a half. So it's been good. Cane Creek says, "Fortunately, I live next to a gun range, so mine don't get a chance to be gun shy." Jacob Deal, playing a loud radio around them will work as well. Cool. My dad, we have a subdivision, a building right behind us here. My dad lives just right here beside me. And you actually may hear his beagles in a minute. I heard them before I got on live here. But anyway, the subdivision, they're the ones who complain about dogs barking all the time. And I used to have Hyde and Nick's. Actually, the kennel was where the house is now. And I've moved it since we put the house in. But my dad, he actually has a little radio, and it's been playing nonstop 24/7 for a few years up there at his dog kennel, because having a little radio playing or something keeps his dogs from barking so much. Candy Cruz, I love the dogs from maps. They are good. Blah, 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 blah. Man, I keep jumping way ahead here. Jason Smith says, "Any experience with dogs going backwards after the first heat cycle?" Yes, Nick's done that. Nick's had a couple heats, actually. She actually did have a few heats, but they were like mild heats. They wasn't really bad. But her first really big heat, she was probably a year and a half old, pushing 2 years old, I guess. She had a real full blown 21 days worth of heat, and she went backwards really bad there for a few months. And then after that, her hormones just kind of squared up and, progressing back again. So, yeah, it's been good. Clayton Stark says, "Can I get a shout out to my channel?" Yes, absolutely, guys. Clayton here, I've been following his channel for a while since he started. I think he had like 200 subs when I first found him. Y'all get a chance to go over and subscribe to Clayton's channel. Clayton does a lot of cool stuff. He's a good videographer. His videography work is good. His editing is really good. He's got some coon hunting stuff, but what I like that I haven't seen much on YouTube is he's doing a lot of the squirrel dog stuff, and he's doing a lot of squirrel dog competitions. I noticed that he's got up with I can't remember the name of the guy, but he's up there, big squirrel dog guy. I'll think of his name after this. put up a video with him, and it's pretty cool stuff. So go by there and subscribe to Clayton's channel. Stevie says seems like we treat more coons with silent mouth dogs. Yeah, the thing about silent mouth, and if you get a chance, I highly recommend you listen to. If you haven't already, you need to be following the Nightlife Nation podcast. It's a weekly podcast that myself, Brent Reeves, and Steve Fielder put out every single week. And this past week's episode, it aired today. You can listen to them on Spotify or iTunes podcast, whichever. Go over there, and we have my buddy Kim in here, and we was interviewing him, and he was talking about how back in the day, we're talking about 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever it may be. His dad really liked to hunt with a silent mouth dog because they were actually using their coon hides. His dad was selling them back in. They go for like $20 a piece, and he would buy his kids school clothes and stuff. And actually that was an income for the family, was coon hides. And he preferred a silent mouth dog because it was almost like the coons didn't know they was coming until they was close, and the coons would climb whatever tree they could, and they wouldn't get to a den and stuff quite as easy. So, yeah, silent mouth dogs kind of sneak up on coons a little more often. Wilson Creek Blue Text, what's going on, man? Stevie says we killed one this year that was over 30 pounds. That's a monster, man. Candy Cruz says, I have a silent walker hound in my kennel. Don't care for it. I like the singing before the preaching. I got you, man. Marvin Lopez, I'm getting my first coon dog in May. It's a Trina Walker. Cool, man. What's Marvin, what bloodlines is your dog going to be from? Wilson Creek says they killed one this year that was 29 pounds, big boar coon, biggest I ever saw in Virginia. Stevie says Joe don't like it. That's right. Yeah, excuse me, guys. I got a really scratchy throat. I have a little cough. I was sick a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't wrong or nothing. It was just sinus infection, but it gave me a little bit of cough, and I ain't completely got rid of it. Joe don't like it. I don't know if many people remember some of our earliest videos. I got a neighbor back here. His name is Joe. I'll put his name out there. I don't care. I'm not telling his last name. But anyway, Joe would always call the law on hiding nicks for out here barking and stuff. And so it was like a running joke. I would come out. I would come in from coon hunting 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was putting nicks and hide up, and my headlights were shining through the woods up at Joe's house. And Hyde would bark or whatever, and I would just scream loud as I could, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, Hyde, you better hush. Joe don't like it. And so it kind of become a joke, running joke, but that's pretty funny. Let's see, I missed some again. All right, yeah. Kenny said he killed one 28 pounds. Was huge in Tennessee. They are 12 to 15. I hear you. That's common here too. A lot of 12-pound coons. Crane Creek says that's my deal. About a quarter mile from the house's gun range, but don't bother the dogs much. They seem to adapt to the gunfire. Cool. Y'all get a chance also. You need to go over there to Crane Creek Kennels. Guys that's commenting on here, he's got a really good channel started up. He's in desperate need of some more subscribers, as we all are. And so he's putting out a lot of really good content. So go by there, check him out, and subscribe to him. Jonathan Gillespie. Okay. Sean, what's up, buddy? Good to hear from you. Man, Sean, I need to get up with you and get them tires. I think about that, and then I forget to message you. So I'll holler at you, buddy. Brandon Byers, I actually just got my dog train a couple days ago. Absolutely love it so far. Cool, man. And you guys interested in getting the dog train, we carry those on our website, nightlifekennel.com. You can pick up a lot of different coon hunting supplies. We haven't really pushed that much this year because a lot of things like manufacturers and stuff were hard to get supplies from with the whole COVID thing. But the website's still going. We're still selling hunting supplies every day. We get several orders in every day, and we're still doing them. So if you guys, they're talking about this dog train, if you're looking for one, go over to nightlifekennel.com and look them up, man. We sell them every day. Doug Griffin said, I'm thinking about switching from my Garmin Alpha to the Doctor SE kit with the FLIR thermal. Doug, I'll tell you right now, man, the extra money that you put in that SE kit with the FLIR, the thermal on that thing is not a coon hunting thermal. It's really good for stuff that's within a few feet. I've seen, what was his name? Big Show Game Calls. He done a review on it. And it's a good thing you're getting a phone with it, and a sturdy phone. And it's got a couple cool features, but if you're wanting to get into that just for the FLIR thermal, you're going to be disappointed in the thermal of it. I've got some thermals back here that we're going to be doing a review video on. I would save the money. I'd get the Dogtra, but I would save the money for the FLIR and get a dedicated thermal system. Yep, Candy Cruz says the hormones really affect the females. That's for sure, man. Gabe, what's going on, man? How you doing over the hill from me? Serpent Master Armstrong. That's a new subscriber name. I hadn't heard you on here, man, but it's good to see you. Howdy. Hey, glad to hear you again, Mr. Nightlife. Kennedy, put the link out there for Clayton. Alan Franklin, that's it. Yeah, now I met Alan up there at oh Lord, I'm so terrible with names. Autumn Oaks. A couple years ago, I was sitting. I was set up beside the Big Dog booth, and he was up there helping the previous owner, Matt Williams, with the Big Dog booth. And I got to spend the weekend talking with Alan, and he's a really good dude, and I really liked him. So it's cool to see him on your video there the other day. Jason Smith, I've had one that probably treed 20 coons in January. Came in heat, and she just quit treeing. Dang, man, I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes that hormones takes a little while to square up. Sometimes putting one up for a little bit of help. So maybe try putting her up for a week or two if you hadn't already, and then get back at it and try it. Carl Winsky says, man, I love the podcast. Listen to every weekend trying to catch up. That's cool, man. Let's see here. I lost everybody again. Well, I got your comments. Somehow I got knocked all the way down. Marvin says, where do you keep your dogs? I've got kennels right down the hill from me. It's literally on the side of my driveway, but I got them about 60 or 70 yards from the house. That way, if they kind of bark in the middle of the night, as long as they don't sit down and just start raising all kinds of cane, don't really wake me up. And it's a little farther away from the subdivision. So, and honestly, I went up there and had a heart-to-heart with old Joe. It was more of a come to Jesus meeting than a heart-to-heart on his front porch, and I don't think he liked that. But the law quit being called after that. So, Heath Edwards, what's going on, man? New Jersey Homestead Shed, shameful channel plug here. If y'all want to check it out, welcome to Critique. I'm really big into homesteading YouTube channels. I'll follow a bunch of them, and if I could, I would do homesteading myself. So I've actually made a mental note. I'm gonna go by and check out your channel, buddy. I appreciate that. Yep, Carl says Clayton has a heck of a channel. He does, man. Woodrow, Wilson Creek Blue Ticks, where are you located, and do you have a Facebook page or website? Jacob Deal, we are going to start seeing content from Cyrus. I've actually got a video of his we're going to put up. Let me tell you a little bit about Cyrus Wooder. Now, we are bringing on a brand new field staff, Cyrus Wooder. He's on Instagram. He's not on Facebook, and he's a dark horse candidate on Instagram. And I've been following him for a little while. He's actually been a subscriber of ours and a follower of ours for a good while. And he's bought a lot of stuff off the website. And I was kind of following his Instagram channel. And he had got this blue tick, and he named it Cletus. And Cletus, he was like between a year and 2 years old. I'm going to say he's around 16 months, but don't hold me to that. But anyway, Cyrus was training that dog, and the dog was starting to do really, really good. He was running coons and treeing them, and Cyrus just pretty much started him on his own. Cyrus has a little bit of background in coon hunting before he went into the Navy. He was in the Navy for a while, still is as a recruiter. But anyway, I was following him, and I really liked the way he was training. He's taking a lot of our training tips and put them towards Cletus, and he done a lot on his own too, and he really trained that dog up good, and I was really proud of him, watching him on Instagram. And recently down to either Walker Days or it could have been down at Grand American, he picked up a red bone female named Brandine. She was 8 weeks old when he got her, and he was going to be training her too. And so I reached out to him. I liked the way he was doing stuff. He seemed to train the way that Nightlife trains their dogs. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, man, would you like to be field staff? I'd like to kind of get a video from you once a month or whatever. And we talked about the particulars of it, and he was happy to jump on. So he sent me a video of Cletus, and we're going to put that on the channel. We was going to announce it, and before I could, the other night he was hunting Cletus in a competition hunt, and I think Jacob Deal, if I remember correctly, was there, and the dog Cletus got on the road and got run over. It was really sad. And I hated to hear about that, and it was a bad night in general for hounds. I think Michael Roseman, owner of Sunspot Lights, he lost his dog that he'd been trying to keep alive through Coon paralysis. Bryce Matthews, our pro staff, he had Rebel fall off some train tracks, and luckily he just hurt. He just stoked up, but thought he could have had an injury in his back, a serious one. And it was all about the same night or two that all this happened. And same thing with Cyrus. So, but Cyrus is good. He's in good spirits about it. He put a live up on Instagram today, and he was introducing himself. So pretty soon, very soon, hopefully by maybe next weekend, we're going to have a video up of Cyrus. Probably have one up with Cletus before he passed away, and have some training stuff going on too. So you're going to see some of Cyrus, and y'all welcome him with open arms, because I think he's going to be good for the channel, good for you guys, and it's going to be good for him too. So, Crane Creek, what's going on? Yes, sir. Milk Can Shine, good to see you on here. Hope all is well. Good to see you, buddy. It's been a while. Clayton Start says he loves his doctor. Yeah, I tell you, I've been running a doctor for a while. I like it. It's a good system. Now, I got to be honest with you. I did have, I went to get a new collar because the system I had only had one collar. And so, I grabbed another collar because we sell them. And I put that on Nick's, and she went about 40 yards the first night, and that collar cut off. And I never could get that collar to turn back on. I sent it back to doctor. They sent me another one. It was no big deal. It's a quick, easy fix. But I did have that issue. But that's been over a year ago, and I ain't had a problem since. So, Candy, what's the warranty on Dan's boots? I think it's could be 1 year. I'm not sure, honestly. And a lot of it, they're not Dan's boots. The waders are Dan's, but the boots are generally either Muck's or whatever brand you had to put on them. So you have to go to Dan's website and check for that. I'm not sure. Braden Outdoors, let's get a shout out for his YouTube channel. He's trying to grow it, so y'all go by there and check him out. Braidon Outdoors, Braden Outdoors. Aaron Russ says, hey, man, I got a young blue tick, and I'm moving to Florida. I was wondering how I would go about getting her started. Man, the best thing to do, you need to find you somebody down there that hunts. Because from what I understand, Steve Fielder lives down there, and hunting ground is kind of thin, especially for hounds in Florida. I don't know where you're moving to, but need to get somebody and try to find some land and let you go hunting with them and their dogs. Hopefully they got some good dogs, and your dog can learn from theirs. What I always say is anybody that's ever going to get a young dog, I don't know what you mean by young. I don't know if you mean 8 weeks or a year old or what. Need to build the bond first. Spend a lot of time with the dog, get the dog used to you, where it will come to you when called. Make sure it's not food aggressive. Make sure it's trained to walk on a lead. Get it used to riding in a dog box or in the back of the truck, however you plan on doing that. And then you can get the dog out in the woods and see what it does chasing game. Yeah, Sean, no problem, man. We'll get it figured out. Crane Creek says, I have a Dogtra and a Garmin Alpha, and they both have the pros and cons, but for the money, Dogtra is great. And that's the biggest thing with the Dogtra, from what I've seen, is you get just as good a warranty. You get the exact same quality tracking plus satellite maps for half the price. I mean, Dogtra don't sponsor me. I ain't paid by Dogtra. But you know what? We have never pulled punches on this channel. I'm going to tell you the truth. If it's, I mean, it is what it is. If somebody who was sponsoring me and they was making junk, I'm going to tell you. That's the reason why actually we got away from sponsors. I'm still pro staff with Sport Dog, but other than that, I don't have any sponsors. Nobody light sponsors me or anything. I've got a lot of friends that build lights and build other equipment, and I will push their product and talk about them as long as they're making good products. But if somebody makes something bad, I'm not going to use it. And I will tell you guys if there's flaws in something. And just being for real, the Dogtra system, from what I've seen, is really, really good. And it's half the price. And I know certain guys that live around here that buy a tracking system once every 10 plus years, and I know how it is. You just don't always have $1,000 or $1,200 or $2,000 if you're buying one system with multiple collars. You don't have that kind of money to buy every couple years. I mean, I don't even have that kind of money. And so if you're going to buy something, you got to be cost minded, and you don't want it to last for a good long while because you're not going to plan on buying it again. And the Ultra coming in at half the price, $400, and even less than half the price now that the Alpha 200 is out. You can't beat that. Now, the Alpha 200, I have not got my hands on it. A lot of guys say they've got the bugs worked out, and they're really good. There's actually an app that you can put on your phone where that Bluetooth to your phone as well. But you're looking at a minimum of $1,000 if you're buying it with a collar. So I'm going to get my hands on one. We're going to do a review, though. Johnny Crossface says, well, lost it. Sorry, guys, I'm getting so behind on these comments. I want to give everybody the attention they deserve. If you're willing to comment on my video, I want to at least see it and talk to you. Let's see if I can find it. Where was Johnny Crossface's comment? Okay. Thanks for the advice on my 10-month-old blue tick. Left our feet and ran almost 900 yards to help Tree with the other dogs last week. Then last night he went off and did his own thing. Man, that's awesome. Good to hear. Appreciate that. Hello from Pro something custom. Sorry, I can't say your name there. Hello from California. I hunt curs and patter-tail terriers. What do you hunt with terriers? That's pretty cool. Johnny says the dog didn't tree, but neither did the other dogs. That's all right, man. He went 900 yards, and that's good. Daryl, what's going on, man? Doug Griffin says, yeah, I watched the Big Show video. I don't really need the FLIR, but the cat phone looks nice. I hear you, man. I'll tell you what I did. I actually, if you're looking to get the Doctor and you're concerned about tearing up your phone, your good everyday phone, what I did, and it's over here charging. You guys can't see. This is where I charge all my stuff at. There's two Pelican type cases. This is all my filming gear. And let's see. This is all my hunting gear over here. But anyway, this right here is my everyday phone, Samsung Galaxy S, whatever the newest one is. But I was concerned about tearing that up and breaking it. So what I did is I went out and I got this cheap LG phone, and I bought this from some guy in town. I paid him $50 for this. It doesn't have any service on it. But basically what I do is I just go ahead and link my Doctor up to this. And anytime I'm going somewhere, I'll hook this to the hotspot on my Samsung, and I'll download the map where I'm going to be hunting. So even when I get there, I've got the satellite map ready to go. And so I got $50 in this phone so far. I ain't cracked it. I bought like an $8 case off of Amazon for it. It's $58, and it's been great. That's what I did to keep from tearing up my $1,200 phone. So, let's see. Heath Edwards, my dog came in heat and started hunting better. Oh, that's cool. Carl Winsky says, hey, Nick, I know you're a houndsman, but I have you ever heard of a Stevens cur? I have heard of them. I don't know much about them. They are more open on track. Might be something. That's cool, man. I will look into it more. Jonathan Gillespie says, when your dad got back into dogs and he looked at some of areas, I bought a let's see. I might be reading this comment wrong. When your dad got back into dogs, he looked at some of, I guess, ours. I bought a really nice dog last year and won the Southeast Regionals, and I taught him to jump in the dog box. That's cool, man. Jason, so we're heading to Gettysburg Friday, but if you want to hunt before Wednesday, let me know, or Matt will go with you Friday. Man, I'm going to be in Raleigh tomorrow night through late Thursday night. So I'm going to be down there for doing some continuing education for work. So this weekend was my only chance to hunt, but that's all right, man. When you get back, we'll get back together. No big deal. Have fun, man. I've never been to Gettysburg. Rex Fitzgerald says, my female's heat cycle didn't affect her hunting. Cool, man. You're lucky. I mean, a lot of people's don't, but I have seen it. And let's see. Kenny says, Aaron, you start them a bunch of different ways. Know your hounds, and you can start them tons of ways. Only use a cage coon very little if possible. Hey, Candy, if you get a chance, email me. I want to talk to you. My email, if anybody wants to email me, you can. But Candy, hit me up, nightlifekennel@outlook.com. Give me an email and let's talk. Goose Flat waterfowls. Hey Nick, y'all need to come down to Alabama and hunt with me. Goose Flat, cool man. I might do that. I was actually in Alabama about a month ago. We went down there. I don't know if you guys seen this video. The videos we got up, we have two parts. I put the second part up yesterday, I guess it was. We actually had three videos because we had a hog hunt too. But we went down to southern Alabama, Troy, Alabama to be exact, and it was really cool because Gray Davis, he's a young boy. He hit me up on Instagram like 6 months ago or something. He's like, "Hey man, you ought to come down here and hunt with me." And I get that a lot, and we can't. Yeah, as much as I love to, we can't go around and hunt at everybody's place. But I said, "Yeah, man, we'll work something out." I never hunted in Alabama. I was kind of interested. Well, he hit me up like a couple of weeks later, and he's like, "Hey, my dad's a farm manager for Hank Williams Jr. We can hunt on Hank's farm." And at first, I thought, "Nah, this is probably some trick." I said, "Well, look, have your dad call me. I want to talk to your dad. We'll talk about it." And his dad called me, and we was on the phone for probably an hour. It was a good conversation, and come to find out, yeah, his dad um, is the farm manager for Hank Williams Jr. Hank Williams has got like 1,200 acres down there, and so they put us up. They had a really nice hunting cabin thing on their property. And me and Bryce and Matt Johnson, we went down there, and them guys put us up for free. They fed us, and we got to coon hunt on Hank Williams Jr.'s property. It was really cool because we got to see like his house and his shed, and we couldn't show any pictures of that for privacy reasons, but it was a really cool, surreal experience to be places where you're out there hunting. This is a farm that Hank has just for hunting. It's set up to deer hunt and duck hunt and dove hunt and turkey hunt, and it was really cool. So it was a really good experience. Let's see here. Serpent Master says, "My red bone has been just about finished, but my new English female is the smartest thing. She's already treeing squirrels and opening doors at 4 months. When would be the best time to take her out? If she's treeing something, take her to the woods. 4 months old, if she's already doing something, take her to the woods. As long as you got a good handle on the dog, take her." Jacob Jones, best place to buy Garmin Alpha 100 in North Carolina. Jacob, if you're looking to go to a store, I don't know where in North Carolina you are. Spud and Debs in Pisgah Forest sells Garmin. Also, you can go to S&S Hunting Supply in Canton, North Carolina. Or if you're okay with online, you can go to our website. We sell nightlifekennel.com. So, Wilson Creek says, Woodrow, I'm in Virginia. I do not have a Facebook page at the moment. My blue ticks are Smoky River Bread. Excuse me. Michael Harden says, Jacob Jones, look up GT's Hunting Supply in Tennessee. I think they ship. Doug says, I love the video you guys hunting Hank Williams Jr.'s farm. I'd love to do that and meet the legend. Yeah, I mean, that was the drawback is, he lives in Tennessee full time. So he wasn't down there, but we went in his house. And I mean, you ever gotten sit in Hank Williams Jr.'s recliner? We did. I mean, it was really cool. It really was. We just couldn't show none of it. I've got some pictures of his building and all on the outside. We couldn't take any pictures inside. And they're on my phone. I'll never put them on the public because we're not, I told you guys I wouldn't. Man of my word and all. But it was really cool. Really cool. I got a picture on my phone of actually standing out in front of Hank Williams Jr.'s house. And I got Hyde Nix on lead. And that's a really cool picture. Serpent says, oh, that's horrible. I lost a few dogs in terrible ways. Hopefully, a female rib bone helps him recover from colitis. Yeah, man. He's got his mindset on Brandine. He'll stick with it. And I think it'll be good. So it's going to be good for you guys to watch his journey. Brian Cook, enjoy the videos. Got a 1-year-old Feist that did well on squirrel this year. Want to get her on coons next. Any big differences besides nights and training for coons versus squirrels? I don't train squirrels, so I really don't know. But what I will tell you, what I have seen, watching videos like Clayton's Starks and all, a lot of times squirrel dogs are treeing by sight. They see the squirrel moving for the tree. You got to make sure your dog will run, track, and tree by its nose alone because at nighttime, With a coon at distance, they're not going to see the coon. They might see it once they get there and look up the tree, maybe, but they're going to have to be really good with their nose over the long distance. So that's the only advice I can give you. Like I said, I don't train squirrel dogs, so maybe somebody else here can give Brian Cook some advice. Yep, Candy says, sure hate to hear about good hounds dying. Hey guys, we got 62 people watching right now. If you get a chance, please go over there and hit that thumbs up button and like this video. If you like this video, it helps me rank better with YouTube. And when we rank better with YouTube, YouTube will actually take our videos and show them to people who's never seen them before. And we get more viewers and more subscribers. And I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're watching this right now and you've not subscribed to our channel, it's completely free. Just reach down and hit that subscribe button and give us another subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Let's see. Wilson Creek, get up with me. I have Smoky River Blue, Jacob says. Brian Cook, it's 1 year. Gotcha. Finley River, what's going on, man? Hello, Nick. Good to see you. Good to see you too, man. Gabe says, where's Brent and Steve? I figured they would be here acting up, huh? Well, actually, Brent's his birthday today, so that's the reason why I'm here. Monday nights, we're normally recording the podcast, but Brent spent time with his family, so I thought I would jump on here and spend time with mine. And Steve, he's down there in Florida doing Steve stuff. I don't know what Steve's up to. He's probably writing an article for somebody or working up some cool story that he's going to tell. Steve's always got something in the works like that. So Rex Fitzgerald says, hey, Finley River. Hey, Rex. How you doing? Paintlake says, I'll be down your end of the your area in the month, Nick. Paintlake, where are you coming to? And what's your dates? Maybe we'll get together. And I ain't got many places to hunt here. Maybe I'll take you on a hunt. Nothing else. If you're close, maybe we'll get together and do some lunch or something. Candy Cruz is Finley, my brother. Everybody's going wild over Finley River. Carl Winsky says, Finley River, I watched one of your train videos the other night. I really like it. Love the variety of training you created. It's cool, man. I agree. Develop the handle and the hunt will come, Candy Cruz says. Daryl says, talking about dogtra, you don't have to buy maps. Exactly. That's another good thing. Kyler says, I love your channel, man. I appreciate that. We work pretty hard on this, especially to get the channel where it is today. So anytime anybody gives us some love like that, we appreciate it. It does mean a lot. Let's see. Jump down on me here again. I gotta find where I was. Willie's Hangout says, thank y'all for showing love for Cletus. It means a lot. Y'all the bomb. That's why it's great being a part of the great family. That's right, man. What do you act like you might know? Woody, are you Cyrus? No, you're not Cyrus. Candy, maybe that is Cyrus. Candy Cruz says, don't have to buy dogs or maps. That's right. Wild Bill, Calico Kennels. I just bought the sport dog. Well, there's nothing wrong with sport dog either. I run the sport dog every single night, and I have for, I say 5 years, could be 6 now. So Wild Bill, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I do run the sport dog every single night. I mean, it's in all my videos. It's over there charging right now. I just run the Dogtra as a backup. One thing, I got into running the Dogtra because so many people were running them. I wanted to be able to, we were going to sell them, and I wanted to be able to know the product if I'm going to sell them. And we had people asking us questions. And so I thought, well, if they're going to ask us questions, I need to be well versed on it. And I haven't done any review videos on them because there's a million of them out there already. I was kind of late on that bandwagon, so I figured there's no point in me repeating what everybody else is already saying. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with the sport dog. I love my sport dog. Woody's Hangout, but Brandine has big boots to fill, but I got a feeling she's not going to have boots that she's going to fill, but she's going to kill it with the red bottom stilettos. Y'all will see her grow too. Only 6 months old, if that, still working. So keep your fingers crossed. Wild Bill says. He asked how's sport dog Darren. I think we've covered that. Clayton, man, any advice on growing a YouTube channel? Yes, there is. Anybody's out there running a YouTube channel right now and you're wanting to grow it, it's hard for me to give advice on this because I don't really know this stuff. I didn't plan what we've been able to achieve. I didn't come out here and say, okay, here's our formula. This is what we're going to go by. You know how like when you watch the movie Forrest Gump, Forrest just kind of happened to fall into all these great things that happen to him. That's the way I am in my life. I don't really plan for none of this stuff. It just happens. And what I see looking back now, hindsight's 2020. To get the channel where we got today, one is you got to be real. You got to be who you are. People got to fall in love with your personality and your dogs to grow your channel. You need to be humble. Don't come in here acting like you're the latest and the greatest. That turns people off. You need to be who you are. People got to love your personality. You got to have a personality. You can't just, okay, we're going to turn the dogs loose. You got to kind of speak up, talk to the camera, have some personality, make things entertaining. You got to catch the heart of the viewer, catch their attention, and you got to keep it. You got to get out there and you got to film things and you got to show it like it is. There for a while, when we first started the channel, when we would go out and slick tree, I didn't put a video out there of it. I thought nobody wants to see that crap, Come to find out is people did want to see it. And the reason why they didn't want to see it, because they're having the same thing happen. And they can relate to you as a YouTube creator when you're having the same things happen as them. So I share the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know exactly who I am and how I am. My dog. So I have a lot of people who know the flaws that Nix has, but they kind of fell in love with her because they've watched her grow up, even with her flaws. So she has fans, Hyde has fans, and the people will subscribe and be loyal to that. And the biggest thing I can tell you is be humble. Anybody that's starting a channel or even if you got a big channel, just be humble. None of us are masters of this YouTube thing. None of us are master hound trainers or know everything. So just gotta be humble, and people will like that about you. People want to see someone who's humble, and they want to be entertained too. We get out there if we're having a rough night. Old Matt will goof off and have some fun or whatever, and we'll do some cooking on the tailgate or whatever. And then lastly, after you've got all that part figured out, comes the filming. You would think video quality would be top number one. And for me now it is, but that's because now we got the other bases covered. Quality content comes after people get to know you and like you. They got to know you and like you and stick with you. And then you can develop your content. That's when you start to learn to do better editing, get better cameras. Clayton, I don't think any of this applies to you because I've seen your cameras and seen your editing. You're doing great with that stuff. But for anybody else, we start out with a phone like this 3 years ago. And for a year and a half, every video we did was with my phone. And then we've got our Canon M50 that we film with now. I've got GoPro the 8 that I film with. That entire hog hunt that we did in Alabama, because it was so action packed and running, we filmed that with a GoPro. And you just kind of level your game up, pick your game up to another level every chance you can with your gear and your editing, while maintaining your humbleness, your entertainment, and being real with people as you go along. And I think people really respond to that. That's what we've done. And that's the reason why we're sitting where we are today. The Lord's blessed us. And we wouldn't be where we are today without every one of y'all watching and everybody subscribed. So I don't know if that's good advice. I just know that's what worked for us, buddy. So anybody that's trying to do that, hope that helps you out. Crane Creek says, and it's for ISA. I have a number you could have. Kevin Steed says, you ever hunt with a Gaskin? I went on a hunt with a Gaskin pup one time, and of course it was a pup, so it wasn't doing nothing. I'm actually a big fan of Gaskins. I've always liked the colors of them, and probably one day I'll have one. Candy Cruz says, give me that email again. All right, pens and papers. If anybody ever wants to email me, feel free. With any question, any comment, whatever. My email is nightlifekennel, all one word, lowercase, nightlifekennel at outlook.com, outlook.com, nightlifekennel at outlook.com. So, let's see. Brad says, "Do you really hate bologna?" Hang on. I love bologna. I love all kinds of bologna. I don't think I've ever had bologna I didn't like. I don't like fried bologna. I think it's a little too greasy for me. I just like some good old white bread, Duke's mayonnaise, real cheese, not none of that stuff that don't melt, like real cheese, and a big old quarter-inch thick slice of just cold bologna with some more Duke's mayonnaise and another piece of bread. Perfect sandwich. Let's see here. Woodrow says, getting blue tick. Email me. Ohio says that's why we are exciting for the Dodger, the maps and training and the tracking. Yep, Ohio, you'll like it. Mike Brown, if you don't run walkers, what would be your choice of breed? Gaskin Blue Tick, honestly. I just like the colors of them. Never hunted with one. Couldn't even tell you how great dogs they are. Don't know. They look good, and that's probably what I would try. Kenny says Bill Spot is doing good. Oh man, drop my comments again. Wilson Creek says, "Sure, Jacob. What's a good way to get a hold of you? Ohio's hard knocking. Does anyone have any tips for your videos or anything anyone wants us to video?" Man, best thing to do with Ohio is just show your dogs, show any kind of training tips, gear reviews. People's always about that. Noah says, "What's an inexpensive Garmin and cap light you recommend? And how do you get a 10-month-old pup to pick up and run a track after they've had fur in their mouth?" Inexpensive Garmin. The new Garmins are expensive. The only way you're going to get an inexpensive one is to buy a used one. Facebook is the place to look for something like that. Far as inexpensive cap light, the cheapest you can find is like one of those Kohree lights off of Amazon. I understand guys being on a budget and doing something like that. If you want those are China lights though. So if you want to spend just a little bit more and support your local, Coon light manufacturer, American made. Cajun's got some really good cheaper lights. Sunspot has actually got a new company that they've opened called Bent Oak Lights, and those things are like 160 something bucks, and they're super good lights too. Like I said, Cajun's got some cheaper ones. K-Light's got some cheaper ones. So yeah, every brand's kind of got a cheap version that you can get into. So to get your 10-month-old to pick up and run a track after they've had fur in their mouth, not fully understand that comment, but if they've treated one, they've already shot fur out. Are you talking about casting off that tree and going on, or what's? You'll have to better explain that comment. But if you're talking about going from a tree that they've just had one knocked out to them and going on, I go over and pick up the coon, take possession of it. I don't let the dog have it back, and I tell them to go on. If I have to, I'll drop the coon right there. I'll walk them off 50, 60 yards and recast them. And I don't let them go back to that tree, and I don't let them have that coon again. Sometimes you got to kind of get your hat out and scold them, take possession of the coon and the tree, and run them off. But generally, they take to it and goes pretty good. David says, "What's your favorite coon hunting light?" I've always run. Well, last couple of years, I've run maybe 3. I run the Big Dog Genesis, and I like that light pretty good. It's getting a lot of age on it now, and I'm getting ready to buy me another light. And I'm probably going to go with the Sunspot Rage Extreme just because I want a laser on my light, and I like the green laser, and I like the Sunspot because it gives you everything anybody else's light's doing with the laser, and it weighs way less than anybody out there. Also, I got to know Michael Roseman, the guy who owns Sunspot Lights, and I always like to do business with people that I know. And I know Michael, I know he's a good dude. I'm not saying the other people who run light companies are not. I'm sure they are. But I built a friendship with Michael. And so I want to give Michael my business. So Sunspot's probably the way I'll go. If not that, Cajun as well. LW Nixon that runs Cajun Lights, he's become a good friend of mine. I think maybe in the near future he's gonna have another light come out, and I'm sure I'm gonna get one of those and try it out too because he's a friend. I know he's gonna make a good light, and I'm gonna want to get my hands on it. So, uh, just struck in. Crane Creek said, "I hope he's got a tree by now. 'Cause that's probably a while back when he commented that." Ohio, you're welcome. Woody's hangout. Yes, this is Cyrus. No, I didn't recognize your name there, buddy. Sorry. Uh, with our puppy from Mike Humphrey, Ohio says, "Cool. I want to see those videos, man. Have you ever had a young dog take a track all the way to the tree and not make a sound? I dumped my young dog on a fresh track where I watched the coon cross the pasture. He took track all the way to the tree. Coon seen top of the pine, but pup never made a sound. Now, Daryl, do you mean he never made a sound at the tree, or do you mean he never made a sound at all? Sometimes a young pup, I'm talking about really young, will do something like that. They just haven't quite learned to open their mouth yet. Taking them with older dogs that are experienced can kind of show them how to do that. Depends on the age of your dog, whether it's something to really be concerned about or not. I've seen that. It don't happen much, though. A lot of times the dog will at least whine or do something. Okay, Paintlick says be March 26th, 27th, about 30 minutes, give or take from Flat Rock. Where are you coming to? 30 minutes. I'm trying to think roundabout where that is. Asheville or something like that. Jessica said, "Hey, I've been on here in a while. Good to see you, Jessica." Jacob Jones, my dog is a black and tan. You know of the dog named Batman and Black Widow. I don't know much about them, but I've heard those names. Jessica Knight says, "Hope everyone's doing great." We are so far. Jacob Deals, Jacob Jones, Batman is a top producer in Black Tan breed. I had a direct son that was jam up. Clayton Stark, this is great advice. Thank you. You're welcome, Clayton. Clayton, you get a chance to email me sometime. I'd like to talk to you as well. Luke Whitmire says, "Did you ever get my letter?" I have not seen a letter. I haven't been to my P.O. box in a couple weeks, though. So I will go by there tomorrow before I go out of town, and I will check it. So thank you for telling me that. But no, I've not seen one so far. I will let you know. Kilo says, "Haven't noticed any videos on Waylon in a while. How's he coming along?" He's coming along great. Waylon's treed nearly 90 coons. And I'm pretty sure the other night, Brent went out and had somebody video him and Waylon. And so there should be a video. I think there's a video coming soon of Waylon. The thing is, Brent, it's kind of hard when you train a dog. And I probably made this mistake myself. Brent didn't make this mistake, but it's hard to go out and train a dog and dedicate your time and focus the energy on training a dog and film a hunt at the same time, especially when you're like Brent, myself. We don't just want to throw together a crummy video. We want to really throw together a good film to go with it. And both of those take all your dedication and concentration, the training of the dog and the filming of the hunt. So you need somebody to go with you. Well, a lot of times Brent hunts by himself, so you don't have anybody. I think he did get somebody going the other day, and they got Waylon on a tree. But Waylon's been training pilot coons. He's doing really great. So hopefully that video is coming soon. Email sent, Kenny. Cool, man. Jacob Smith says, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?" Let's see. Jacob Jones says, "Jacob Deal, really we named our fancy she will hunt and won't stay tree." Dang, man. I'm having that problem myself. Ian Smith says, "Is Timber Chopper Red Bones a good dog?" Yes, from what I hear. Don't know much about him, though. Jessica Knight says, "Yes, but it has to be all beef bologna. They are beautiful dogs." Key part of the sandwich. Jason Brad says, "Duke mayonnaise. Trust me, I'm fat." Hey, man, I got a lot of Dukes in this body right here. Dukes is the only mayonnaise there is. I don't know if the whole country has Duke's mayonnaise. If you don't, everything that Brant says about Pedigree bologna is half as what Duke's mayonnaise will do for you. He says Pedigree bologna will make childbirth a pleasure. Duke's mayonnaise is even better than that. Jacobs Jones says, "What if it start out brand new? Can't beat the dog on price." Uh, Candy says, "One of the Timber Chopper is one of the best bloodlines available. Timber Hill Red Bones has a channel on here, and they have awesome blood." Uh, yep. Jason says the Garmin 320 is pretty solid for the money now. Yeah, they're getting cheaper. They're more easy to afford now. Between Dogtra or Garmin, Jacob says, if you're looking at Dogtra and any of the Garmin's up to the Garmin 100, I would go with Dogtra. Garmin just came out with Alpha 200 though. I have not seen them side by side. That'll be coming soon. So I can't comment on that. I really don't know. Wilson Creek says, when do you consider a coon dog to be finished dog? Okay, well, I'll go ahead and tell you this. It's not an age. It's not 3 years old. It's not 4 years old. A dog is finished out when that dog has had the opportunity to learn everything it's ever going to be able to learn about coon hunting. It's come across deer. It don't have a problem with deer. It may have had a problem. You broke it. It's come across possums. Problem or not, it don't have problems now. It's learned not to slick tree much. It's learned how to deal with a rutting coon. It's learned how to split tree. Basically, any opportunity or any trick that a coon can play on a dog, the dog has learned how to navigate that, work through it, still tree the coon. Once a dog gets to that point, there's nothing else for it to learn. That's considered a finished hound. Certain places, say like in Arkansas where Brent lives, there's a ton of coon. I feel like you could get a finished dog by the time they're 2 to 3 years old. Where I live, you're not going to get a finished hound till they're 4+ years old because it's going to take you that long to get on that many coons. Waylon is 17-ish months old. Don't hold me to that, but around about there. He's already treated nearly 90 coons, if not already 90 coons. He's had the opportunity to get on more coons in his 17, 18 months of age than Nick's has in her 3 years of age because they have more coons and more opportunity. So I tell you a lot. It has a lot to do with where you live and opportunities the dog's going to have. Let's see here. Noah says we had the 10-month-old pup out with an older dog. That will help it. Doug says pretty much everyone around me switched from Garmin to Daltra, and the only ones buying the new Alpha 200s are the coyote hunters. That's one thing that Garmin really has above all else. If you are into hunting with a group of people and a bunch of dogs, like bear hunters, for instance, deer hunters, deer doggers, things of that nature, coyote hunters, there's going to be a lot of dogs and a lot of people tracking those dogs. Garmin seems to be the way to go. They're kind of designed for that. So, with coon hunting, Doctor's good. Trickle Creek, what's going on? William says, I'm new to coon hunting with dogs and I have a 2-month-old red bone. I've been walking her on a leash and training her to sit and everything. And I don't know what else to do right now. Man, you're doing it all right from what I see. The leash training, sitting, handling, coming to you when called. Take her and let her turn loose. Make sure she'll come to you when you call her because that mirrors in the woods as well when you need her to come to you. Get her comfortable riding in a dog box. I know she can't jump on a tailgate now or anything, but put her in a dog box and ride her around where she gets used to it. She doesn't get sick riding in a dog box. That's another thing you can do. Also, check her, make sure she's not food aggressive. Put down food in the bowl, put your hand down there and see if she growls or tries to bite your hand because that could in turn show her being aggressive over a coon at a tree with another dog later. So, a couple more things you want to try. Let's see. Candy says, I love sunspot lights. Jacob Jones was the best sport dog or Garmin. Sport dog by far, in my opinion. At the very least, sport dog gives you a 2-year warranty. Garmin only gives you 1. You don't have to buy maps with Sport Dog either. A lot of people don't know that. Well, you don't have satellite maps with Sport Dog. But if you want to go to Washington State and run hounds, or you want to go to the coast of North Carolina and run hounds, once you buy the Sport Dog Tech 2, you have a map already downloaded. Let's see here. I lost some comments again. Ryan says, coming to Ohio Come up to Ohio, hunt with some blue ticks. Might try that. Jacob Deals, Jacob Jones. He was Batman, Albert Bread. Now, I've heard the Albert name. My buddy who passed away, Tyrone, he was real big into the Albert black and tans. Good evening, Trevor Creek. Good to see you, buddy. Paint Lick says Madison area. Madison, North Carolina. Let's see here. I'll see where Madison is. That must be east of me. Yeah. So Candy Cruz, he says that's why he hasn't made any videos in a while because of training, and he hunts solo 90% of the time. Yeah. It's hard whenever you're trying to train a dog to film a hunt. Kevin Steed, does Spud and Deb or Mr. McSwain sell Dogtra? I don't think Spud and Debs has any. Mr. McSwain, Jason Moretz, if he's watching, he'll have to comment on that. I don't know. He didn't have any when I was down there. But S&S in Canton does have them in stock most of the time. But Kevin, if you're interested, and I want you to go buy from these guys' stores and support these guys. But if you can't find them and you're still wanting to get one, we do sell them on our store, notlifekilling.com. So, Candy Cruz says, will you ever breed hobo? CJ says, have you ever hunted with cur dogs? Do you think there's a benefit to dogs that are silent on track for a pleasure hunter? Yes. For a pleasure hunter, if you're just wanting to see meat and get out there, there is a benefit to a silent track dog. You're going to get to a lot of trees. Me, myself, I want a dog that's kind of medium on track. I like a dog give a little bit of mouth. I don't want it to babble, per se, but I do like a dog gives a little bit of mouth. Let's see. Trying to find the comments here, guys. Candy, yes, we have plans on breeding hobo. Candy, I sure would like to have a hobo pup. Jacob Jones says, what do you do when a dog is aggressive at the trees and 1-year-old blue tick English mix? You need to break that ASAP. If you have to, get you an e-collar system, put on the collar on the dog. Whenever they get aggressive, you need to be there quick for one thing. When they tree, you need to get the tree as quick as possible so that way you can get a handle on the dog before a fight ever starts. And then you need to take that dog, tie him back, get him away from other dogs. If he's growling aggressive, you need to take an e-collar, roll up on a good chalk, and shock the dog and break him off that really fast. Let's see here. Serpent Masters' Florida tick season has begun. Found some nasty ones. On my red bone, what stuff do you use to prevent them? We usually go by a vet. Seresto collar. That's what I've been using. It works good here. I doubt I had the tick problem that you have, though. So, Country Vlogs 07 says, can you give me a shout out on Instagram? JBrick08. So if you guys got Instagram, go by and check him out. JBricko, JBRICKO, number 8. If we're there having the Southern English, it's where they're having the Southern English days. Man, I didn't even know about that. You guys hold on. I'm going to bring up the maps here. Find out where Madison, North Carolina is. I may have to go check that out. If I can find my maps here on the computer. Maps. Jason says, AL does not do Dogtra, but he does sell Garmin. Madison is in Rockingham County. Oh, okay. Bring this up real quick. I want to see how far away you are from me. Oh, that's 3.5 hours from me, man. I probably won't be down there. Gary Dermott says Sentinel prevents fleas, ticks, and heartworms. Anything that you're going to give your dog in regards to heartworms, you need to go by a vet's recommendation on that. Just telling you guys. My wife works at a vet, and she's seen a lot of dogs that are not properly vaccinated because they're just going by label stuff for things that need to be done by a vet. Jersey Homestead, I said, I invite you to New Jersey, but nobody comes here on purpose. But if you get lost on your way to upstate New York or Pennsylvania, we'll hunt my hounds. That sounds fun to me, man. Candy Cruz says, Jacob, that's tough, buddy, because you can correct it when they can see you, but they learn to be aggressive when you're not there. Exactly. And it starts with food. Fix food aggressive. Wild Willie has a theory. Agreed. Jacob says, my dog is not aggressive until the coon hits the ground. That's something you got to work on too, man. When the coon hits the ground and I get to the coon, my dogs don't have the coon no more. That's my coon. I take possession of that coon, they're not allowed to have it. They don't walk. And I'll go and tell you another issue too. I see some people, and I'm telling you guys from my own personal experience, my own fault. So I'm not being hypocritical. This happened to me, and I'm trying to teach you guys by a mistake I made. I used to have this dog named Bo, and Bo, he was a little aggressive, but Bo would always want to carry the coon out. Where I live is straight up, is straight down. So if a dog can tote a 15-pound coon out for me, I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. I don't want to tote this thing. All right. That over time, Bo got where he was possessive over coons, and then he got aggressive. And it all stemmed from me letting him carry that coon out. By him toting it that far, that was his coon. That was Bo's coon. No other dog, even if they were there at the tree before him, they didn't have rights to the coon. In Bo's mind, it was his coon. And I didn't have rights to take it from him. He wouldn't be aggressive, but he wouldn't let it go when we got to the truck. So any of you guys out there that's ever let your dog tote the coon out for you, I'm telling you, maybe not every dog, but a lot of dogs will get possessive, then aggressive over the coon, and that leads to it. So do yourself a favor and stop doing that, and you probably avoid a big problem. Ohio's Hard Knock Kills. We want to go hunting with everyone eventually. Man, I'm all down for Ohio. I went to Ohio hunted with the Matt Williams one time. It was great. Country Vlogs. Yeah, man, I'll give you a follow on Instagram. Jacob Jones, come up to Kentucky one weekend and hunt with Black and Tan. That sounds cool, man. I tell you, we're going to get around and start doing a little bit more hunting with some other people. I actually haven't hunted here in a couple weeks. I need to get back out in the woods. I've got some knee issues that's kind of been plaguing me a little bit, and we got a plan of attack to fix that. So, well, you guys got anything else you want to talk about? We've been on here an hour and 12 minutes. Got any more questions? Go ahead and throw them up there right now. I'm going to do another run through the questions, and then I'll probably get off here. Brad says, how many states have you coon hunted in? Okay. North Carolina, South Carolina. Haven't hunted Georgia. I was supposed to hunt Georgia a few weeks ago, and then we couldn't make the trip. North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana, Arkansas, Alabama. So I need to get Mississippi. I need to get Florida. I need to get Georgia. And then I've not done West Virginia or Virginia. So Ohio says when we get a new vehicle. Just Ohio, LOL. Candy Croops. Bye, y'all. Good to see you, buddy. I will answer your email back, buddy. All right, guys. Well, I might do another live video here in a couple nights. Like I said, I'm gonna be out of town doing some continuing education for my daily job. Noah says, what's your way of training pups after manners were already taught? After that, you continue the manner training. You just want to make sure that even though they've got a good base training, you always give them reminders. So continue to do that. And at that point, that's when you want to start taking them in the woods. Once you've got your manners under control, start taking them in the woods solo. Start taking them in the woods with someone else who has an experienced dog and a good dog. Make sure the dog that you take them with doesn't run trash or sleep trail all the time, because that dog can teach the bad habits as easily as it can teach the good habits to your pup. So find somebody good to hunt with who can teach you a little bit, and their dog can teach your dog, and just make sure you keep going over those manners and progress over time. It'll get better, and your dog should pick up on it. Luke, I don't think I ever got your letter, buddy. I'm gonna go. I haven't been to the post office in a couple weeks. I'm gonna go tomorrow. Now, as you told me that, and I will look for it. Payne says you can come to Virginia, check it off your list any day. I'm gonna do that, buddy. That's how our male cur mix is wild and doesn't listen well, but with true raccoons. Jason Moretz, we could talk about dog toenail clipping tips, and it would beat anything on TV right now. We better fix that knee before we go to West Virginia. Yeah, Jason, we're gonna work on that. I got a plan of attack, but Jason's been good to me. I called up Jason. I said, "Man, I want to go coon hunting. I got these knee issues." He said, "Come on, man. We'll drive a Toyota to the tree." So him and his buddy Matt been toting me to the trees. Has been pretty nice. Payne's got great places. Any Nick's puppies plan? Gary says Jerry or Gary. Anyway, the idea and the plan was to breed Nick's to hide. I'm debating on whether I'm gonna do that or not. I wanted to make sure Nick's was gonna be a good finished dog before I did that. She's not at this point. Now, is she not at that point because I haven't had the opportunities or the places to go to get her there? Or is she not there because she just never would get there, even if I hunted her all the time? We don't know. If I knew she was not where I want her to, solely because of her opportunities that have been missed versus her lack of genetics to be there, I'll probably go ahead and breed her to hide and have some pups. If I think that Nix is not where she needs to be because genetically she just don't have it in her, I wouldn't breed her because I wouldn't want to pass on those bad genetics to pups. So I've got to make that determination. That's something I've been thinking of. What I'm going to do is hunt her through this summer, and I'm going to go ahead and get her into the next fall and see where she's at, and then I'll make my decision. If it seems like she's worth breeding to, and genetics that she passes on will be good for pups, I'll probably breed her and hide next fall sometime. So, Jacob Jones, really, I ain't been in the last 3 weeks. Doug Griffin, we'll see you later. Keep on treed. Is Walker's all you love? They're my favorite. They are. I do like Gaskin Blue Ticks, though. Well, I'm headed to bed. Have a good night. Yep, did the same. All right, guys. We sure do appreciate you on here. Be sure if you're watching this, go down there and click that subscribe button and like this video for me. We got some new content coming soon. But anyway, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Until next time, y'all tree one for me.